So I wanted to do behind the scenes of what all the puzzles look like. Oh, it's cool. Helicopter flying into Hive. And then look at that art gallery. All the winners and everything. That's so sweet. Anyways, this is the escape rooms. There were 3 escape rooms this wipe, and I want to explain what happened in each of them. So this is the power sources up here. We got 5 windmills going into 4 power sources. So we got the solar room that uses 1 windmill. We got the duo room that uses 1 windmill. We got the squad room that uses 2 windmills, and a couple solar panels because there's a lot of power that's needed for that one. And finally is the center base room, which uses its own windmill as well. And each of those has a large battery. So I'm going to explain how each of those, what goes on behind each of the puzzles, basically, and how everything works. So to start off with, inside here is where I have all of the electronics running the timing. So I'll just pause here for a second so you can see what it looks like. See what's actually happening, and look up over here, and then I'll explain it. So in this circuit right here in the center, that's what I have the additional windmill for. That's what's putting through a signal of power every single second. So every second you'll see the blocker light turns off. It's based on a timer. The timer keeps the blocker on, and then as it turns off for a moment, it will let a little bit of power through, and then that goes into a splitter, and then splits the signal up into 3 AND switches, 1 for each room. And then you can see here, so it's got the lights off on the AND switch, but there's one that's flashing on. That's this one, and then the other light turns on as soon as I turn the power on in that room. So that way it doesn't keep counting all the time, even when the room's not running. It'll only count when the room is actually on. This will put power through to the counters inside. So there's 1 for each room, and that's how that works in the center here. Sounds like someone's outside, so I might have to go outside. Once you run up the stairs here, you'll see the entrance to all 3 rooms. So, from my perspective, so this is the solar room down here. Got the duo room over here, and then the squad one over here. And that one used to have a gate on it, but I was running in and out of it too often, and the gate was kind of getting in the way, so I just removed it. The way that it works is I come up here, I turn on my voice modulator, I'm like, you want to play a game? And then, oops, yeah. And then, did I actually turn off my voice? Yeah, okay. What happens is I turn on this power and then reset the power. So, sorry, turn on this power and then press the reset switch. So I turn on the power, press the reset switch, and that resets the time on the timer. And I'll jump down here so you can see what's going on. So when the person starts, they're sitting here, the lights turn on, and then it's like, oh, the time is going up. It says don't jump. That's important. Don't jump. That's because there's a shotgun trap up there. If you try and jump over the walls, that'll kill you. And then you see this clue. Then there's the exit with a bright light on it, a couple locked doors, and you're like, okay. On December 31st, your birth year plus your age plus 50. So if you haven't figured that out, on December 31st of every year, your birth year plus your age is equal to the current year. So that's because your age plus your birth year equals the current year. Yeah, that's all it is. And the reason it's December 31st is because in case your birthday is a little bit later, then that won't work out for you. It has to be on December 31st. So that's 2019 plus 50 because my favorite number is 69, so it's 2069 equals a way out. And you see this bloody hand, and then this code lock. So inside here, so it's 2069, inside here is a key. That key opens this door over here. So you get a key, you open this door, and you're like, alright, I see a switch here. I don't know what the switch does. I'll press it, stand on the switch. Door didn't open, nothing happened, you're looking around, what the fuck? Oh, there's a laser. So the laser, I'll explain what the laser does before I touch it because it's going to get hectic. First thing it does is as you run through the laser, temporarily, it'll open up that door right there. It'll just be a quick thing. You won't be able to stand in it and then run. You have to run through the laser and then get through the door. The other thing that the laser does, though, is a car? Weird. The other thing the laser does is it turns on a Tesla coil. It's raised up, so it can't actually damage you until you jump up onto the raised platform. But it does turn it on permanently. So this opens temporarily, Tesla coil on permanently. And then inside, there's a switch on the wall. past the Tesla coil, so you have to take damage to get out. You jump up, flip the switch, that'll open up this door and open up the exit door, and then you can run out. So I'll show you what I mean here. So that jumping through the laser, it opened up the door there for a second. And when you're standing in it, keeps it open, but then if you try and run, no. And the Tesla coil stays on. So what you need to do is, you need to stand back on this box right here, run, and then you come in here. And again, you don't take damage when you're down here, only when you jump up. So you jump up, flip that switch. Crap. Make sure I don't die. And then you can run out of the exit. So that's how that works. Before this turns off, I'm going to show what happens. So this is time's up, 3 minutes. This opens up, and then if I wasn't authorized on this turret, this would kill. So this is right next to the exit. It'll get you even if you're kind of steps away from the exit. So you have to make it all the way out within the time limit. I'm going to go up and hit the reset switch. And the way that this works is the reason I need high qual to run this is because it's that Tesla coil damages itself basically over time. And the only way to deal with it is to repair it. So I come up here, as soon as the person's done, I click the reset switch, and then turn off the power. The reset switch will reset a whole bunch of memory cells on the back wall here, and that does things like turn off the laser, turn off the pressure pad memory, turn off the Tesla coil, all that kind of stuff. So then when I reset the room, I have to make sure that the key's back in here. So I get the key back from someone, that opens up this door. These doors close automatically when I turn the power off. And then I have to close these doors, reset this switch. So make sure that's turned off. So you can see here it says flip the switch and run for the door. Let me just try and repair this. Yeah, sweet. So that's how the solar room works. I close this door, and we're good to go. So that's the solar room. Sweet. Next is the duo room. So this part has less puzzles and more, less riddles and more puzzles. By the way, at the beginning of each one, I turn this thing on right here. You want to play my game? And then I press the start and clear switch. So the reason I clear it each time is because there's a couple seconds before I turn it off that it takes before it fully turns off. So I reset it at the beginning so that it's fair. So I'll just reset it one more time. Go down into here. So the two people in the duo room start here. They have 2 minutes to figure out the puzzles and make their way out. The first puzzle right here is 2 of these switches, which I guess I won't be able to actually show how this actually works. These 2 switches right here turn on a laser that's up there. You can see it right up there. That laser you can't touch it on your own. So jumping up like this, you can't actually touch the laser. So if both people stand on here, it turns on a laser. What has to happen is they have to boost each other up. So you jump up on this box. This box doesn't actually have anything in it. It's just for boosting. One person boosts the other person, and then they jump off of the back of the other to hit the laser. That will turn on 2 other lasers. One coming out of here, and one coming out of here. So the only way to stand inside both lasers is to stand in this corner. So one person comes and stands in this corner, and then that opens that door right there. So that door right there has remained closed. Once one person's standing there, this door is open. But if they move, then the door closes. So that's something to keep in mind. This door is open. You can jump up here. Once you flip the switch, you can run for the exit, but you have to be careful because underneath here... Oh, I guess I actually have to replace all this. Because someone blew up the mines. There are mines and bear traps that go inside here. And so you have to be careful not to just run through. So you hit the switch, turn it off, and then you can run out to the exit. But one of the things to remember is this person right here has to stand in the lasers even after they see the door open. Because if the person flips the switch and then that person runs out of the exit, then they're trapped inside. And then they're stuck there. And then this timer will run out. And once again, these doors open, revealing the turret. So that's how the duo room works. I thought I saw someone over there. Yeah. So that's the duo room right there. Let me just head up to the squad room and turn turn off. Someone's firing rockets into the air. So I clear and turn that off. So that's cleared and everything's all set. So this is the squad room. So turn this on. When I turn it on, I'm gonna have to fix that. So when I turn it on, okay, I forgot to reset everything. So these doors open. These garage doors right here open up. The 4 people are sitting in this thing right here. I've already put them inside there. This timer turns on. At the beginning, I gotta close everything. Okay, so this is how it starts. At the beginning, they start here and they see 3 pressure pads. There's also a turret there. That's the one that gets turned on once the timer runs out, including those turrets up there. So 3 people stand on these pressure plates. That opens up this door, but it's only this pressure pad room. So I labeled the rooms based on what's opened by them, except for this door. So the 3 pressure pad rooms, that opens this door, but only when they're standing on it. So, like that. So only when they're standing on it. Then this person can come in, they see flip the switch to keep the door open. And they can flip that, then everyone can come in, and there's 2 puzzles to solve in here. So you're kind of supposed to split into teams here. Teams of 2 to try and figure this out. So I'm going to start with the switch puzzle. So this uses a combination of either or and switches. I'm not sure who's shooting. And so the way it works is these 2 are hooked up to an either or switch. Or maybe not. I can't even remember how I wired it. But basically, you have to turn on one of these 2, one of these 2, and this one. And then that'll turn on the lights. If you turn on all of them, it won't work. If you turn on any other combination of 3, it won't work. So you kind of flip the switches until you get, so you see the light turn on. That light turning on means it also opened up this door. I said this door, but it's also this door. So then the store is open and you can come in and see what's for sale here. I'll get to that in a second. The other side is take my, there's a clue here with a box. I actually have to put the stuff back in here. It's supposed to go inside. There we go. Take my opinion, but leave that which makes you cry. What are you left with? A 4-digit code, perhaps. This is a riddle. So the answer to the riddle, take my opinion, but leave what makes you cry. What makes you cry is onion. So opinion minus onion, you're left with the letters P-I, which is pi, a mathematical number. So you can Google this if you want while you're doing it. I say that, so it's got a 4-digit code. Pi is 3.141, so the code is 3141. You open this up, you see there's a sword, a bone knife, and wood. So at this point, one person's gotten inside this box to find that. The other person has opened up the store, and they come in here and they say there's 2 things for sale. A key for a human skull, and a note for 3 cooked meat. So then they have to decide how quickly, because there's time running, you only got a couple minutes, how they're going to decide who's going to die. So then they have to harvest the skull from one of them. It could be forced. It could be, that's kind of what I was intending, was like the person with the sword would be like, I'll attack you. Take their skull, use the bone knife to harvest everything. You got the skull, you get the key. The key opens up Shotgun Alley. So then you open up this. It says, crouch while jumping or die. So up there's a shotgun trap. If you crouch, you come over here, you'll see there's a laser. So one person stands in this laser. So that's kind of the completion of that person's role. And this is, yeah, I'll just close this for now. So that person's standing in the laser. I'm not going to be able to even explain this in time. The other person, they're probably cooking the meat right now. They're right over here with the wood and the meat, and they're cooking something. The third person, they can come over here. They're like, what's this? This is an almost empty room. Ooh, there's another laser. So this person comes and stands in this laser. Once they're standing in both lasers, then the laser room opens up. So this door opens up, and they're presented with 2 switches. Turn this off, actually, and keep this on. So what the note says, on the note, it says, actually, let me try and get the note, because I'm not going to do this in time anyway, so I may as well just go do it. There we go. So some people have done it already, obviously. Got a couple of skulls in here. So in the note, let me turn off my video here for a second. If you want a better prize, choose to screw over your friends. When you get to the final switch, hit both of them to lock your friends inside and receive a better reward. So that's something that you're meant to kind of read, and then the people are like, read it out loud, and then as you're reading, you're like, oh shit, this isn't something I'm supposed to share, so you kind of like waver off and then don't finish what you're saying. That's what's intended to happen with it. The way that it works is if a person actually screws over their friends, so remember, at this point, we have one friend who's standing inside the laser in the laser room, the other friend who's standing inside the laser in Shotgun Alley. It's going to be tough for both of them to get out. Then we got the third person who's dead because they've been killed, and the fourth person comes in here. They might have the note. They might not have the note. That could be also what happens. The other person could have the note. So you have two options here. You can press the exit switch or the screw friend switch. Press the screw friend switch. That locks your friends inside. So the person's stuck in Shotgun Alley, stuck in the laser room, in the almost empty room, and then you hit the exit switch and run to the exit. If you do that, you get a better prize. So by resetting this, it opens up all that. If you don't do that, and all of you get outside, then you get the normal prizes at the prize wheel, and I'll show that in a second. And that's how the squad room works. I'm about to die. This was probably a terrible idea to shoot this entire video when I'm about to die. Here's the prize wheel right here. So you spin, you can either win Christmas lights, a grenade, a rad suit, or a deadly surprise. The deadly surprise is where I put on my zombie voice and attack you. And then attack you maybe with a chainsaw. I think I had the chainsaw. Yeah. So that's how the deadly surprise works. But basically that's it for the escape rooms. So yeah, I had fun putting them together. They were fun puzzles. I hope as many of you got to try it as was possible. And I'll see you later.